as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Chicago to start out. We've got a chance here to set the floor courtesy of ready to go for this one. So for Chicago right now, with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward.
Boy, once again, really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
And Valanciunas, no good on that one. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally. And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
The Bulls have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And here's Rose outside, and it's Toronto with the rebound. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. It's DeRozan with the drive, and so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Well, out of the break, guys, he's managed to turn it over twice now, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of the quarter if he doesn't shake out of it and tighten things up.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. Now here's DeRozan. He's covered closely. Great D that time from Gibson. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Butler. Got a piece of it. They retain possession.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Carroll. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass. And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple-double comes naturally to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Stolen by Rose. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
Here's Patterson. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. We're getting back to Kyle Lowry. The reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard. That's why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
DeRozan's shot is good. And this game is tied up now.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way
to start this game up. Butler attacking. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Dunleavy. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. You know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
Intercepted. Ross with it, and the layup's good off. This has got his first 2 points. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Toronto.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about how well they defended the rim? Not just blocking shots, but also altering them here in this first half. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up. And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
And here is Brooks. Scola with the triple moments ago. Goes back up. And Noah with the layup.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts. And the energy of a mountain lion.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
Changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for Mirotic, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Moore. Holiday brings the double team. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Here's Powell, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
And he sinks the second. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls Clark had playoff experience prior to their postseason run the season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
And they take the lead.
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
Well, offensively at least, partner. I mean, neither team's done jack diddly on D.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
And that's good from Bismack Biyombo on the assist from Ross. Biyombo's got his first 2 points of the night. And Gibson, here we go. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Guys, there has to be better rim protection than that, though. Not very good.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
But they recover it. Toronto trailing, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Bulls ball.
Chicago's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Holiday goes in. Here's Portis. Toronto grabs the miss.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind.
And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back.
A lot of people never really pay no attention to the Raptors. They just look at the Raptors like another team, you know. So when I came, you know.
Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning a championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Bulls?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
So for Chicago right now, what their teams have done lately on the perimeter, Portis is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose in at the point guard. Mirotic is checked in for Chicago.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available. You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
DeRozan's shot is good.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Bulls trail by 5. Shoots the 3. No good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and is highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Patterson with it. Gasol covering. Carroll for 3. No good. And the Bulls going the other way now. Inside. And stolen by Patterson. Valanciunas, good. And now it's a 9-point Raptor lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
Joakim Noah's checked in for Pau Gasol. Bulls trail by 9. And Mirotic kicks to Butler. That's tipped. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. Here's Lowry, and that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Lowry's got his first bucket of the night. And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space 4. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
Here's DeRozan. Here's Patterson. Offline with his 3.
And if they know what's good for him, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball into three-point territory.
And you're right there, Clark, because anything less than lockdown defense on him is going to result in a triple.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Chicago calls timeout. The thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, But sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto. The Bulls have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Powell, he's checked in for Toronto. DeRozan, wow, way off on that one.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. The Raptors making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. Brooks with no one around. No good on the quick 3. And the Raptors with possession. They're on a 14-2 run here. Shot by Joseph. No good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past. Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Kept alive. Portis, the pass to McDermott. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this. And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. The Raptors have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at their free throws.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
Ross with the steal. Powell, that's good. And it's a 12-point Raptor lead.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
And, Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allow the opponent to get.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Saul comes in for Taj Gibson. And Moore subbed in for Justin Holiday.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Toronto leading by 16. The kick out to Scope. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Portis.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer.
Swiped it away. Here's McDermott. Fades back. No luck. That'll do it for the first half. Toronto ahead. They lead by 13. And now we'll send it down to Dort.
Hey, Kevin, will Coach Casey out?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just...
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
McDermott doing all kinds of good stuff. 9 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
He really has, Clark. Always with his head up, looking to make the pass, trying to find the open man.
Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Outside Rose. Dishes it to Gibson. From deep. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds in the game. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league.
Oh, my. How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there, Cam.
DeRozan dishes to Patterson. And stolen by Butler. From deep, Rose. Here's Dunleavy, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
It's stolen by Dunleavy. Gasol. It's offline from half court.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Here's Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Carroll kicks to Valanciunas. And Gasol sends it back. And here we go. Here's Rose. And the lead is down inside single digits. Rose has got 4 this quarter.
How about this run they're in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania Club, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. Bulls trail by 10. From deep three-point range, no good from Moore.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical. Might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
Bulls trail by 10. Poked away and taken away by Johnson. Launches it. The Raptors rebound. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Raptors have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
From deep. The offensive rebound. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Goes back up. Shot is no good. And it's Chicago the other way. Mirotic inside. He's guarded by Ross. They get the rebound. Noah's shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road, to illustrate how good they are on the road, last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
From deep three-point range, no good. Raptors leading by 11. Powell dishes to Ross. Moore outside. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
Rambo, he's checked in for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Luis Scola. To the inside, here's Powell. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Powell's got 12 in the game. Bulls trail by 11. Snatched up. From deep. Can't get it to go.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Raptors ball.
Raptors leading by 11. 1:19 left to play in the third. And that's going to be a travel. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Terrence Ross.
DeMar DeRozan.
The Bulls shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. Guys, we have seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
Well, you like the smooth operating they're showing you here. I mean, things are clicking, and more importantly, it makes them tough to defend.
Clark, what you know about Sade? Smooth operator. But I agree with you. I think we're all seeing that right now.
Yes, indeed.
And it's blocked by Mirotic. Stolen by Joseph. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got 6 here in this quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Noah's shot is off.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And here comes Moore leading the fast break. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Raptors making a switch here. Lowry's checked in. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. Raptors leading by 11. Fast break Toronto. Joseph leading the charge. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Joseph's got his third basket of the night.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now, here's Biyombo. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Joakim Noah. The Raptors have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2. He's off on the first. That's off as well, so he misses both. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. McDermott can't get it to go.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got McDermott. Noah is out there with Mirotic. Then it's Brooks. And it's Moore in at the 2. And they'll keep possession.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Here's DeRozan at basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Toronto.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they've really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections.
Noah with the block. And they're able to recover. Shots good. And the Raptors lead by 13.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Biyombo. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's foul number 2 for him. And it's E'Twaun Moore with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Raptors with the ball off the inbound, and Valanciunas puts it in.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. That'll be a 5-second call. Bulls trail by 11. The pass to Noah. It's stolen by Valanciunas. All alone.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. And that one's good. 10 points for Aaron Brooks.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Toronto leading by 11. Lowry drives in. Up and in on the layup.
And an open path to the hoop there. easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Here's Brooks. He kicks to Noah, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Toronto. The Raptors have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And it's DeRozan missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Brooks.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
And Patterson kicks to Carroll. Right through the D for the layup. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Noah. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. 6 points for Joakim Noah.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Brooks for 3. Brooks can't get that one to fall. Here's Joseph, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Toronto, Corey Joseph.
That free throw missing.
2 shots.
He hits the second from the line.
Take a look at what Joseph's been doing. He has 8 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
He can just change a game with his defense, and he's thrown off their rhythm completely the last several possessions. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. This guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's Joseph. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Pass to DeRozan, and so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's Patterson. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Toronto leading by 14. Here's Joseph. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And it's Moore penetrating. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Patterson passes to Valanciunas. He's still up. Now he is 9 of 10.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Raptors.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's got to be frustrating to shoot so poorly when the other team is on fire.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Jonas Valanciunas. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMar Carroll. And it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. And Ross with the slam.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Yeah, excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Bulls foul. That's his second personal foul. At the line for your Raptors. Norman
First one falls for him.
At the line for two.
So he gets them both in their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic.
At the line for your Raptors, Bismack Biyombo.
And he makes the first.
2 shots.
And Biyombo drops them both. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brooks kicks to Mirotic. And it's good.
I love the low post attack on that one.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's Scola with the drive. Oh, and here he comes. Noah all alone.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
And so Toronto takes it.
Kyle, congratulations.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jonas Valanciunas. He was the steady and reliable hand. And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the end.
Detroit looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Chicago Bulls are ready for this thing to get started. At Barclays Center, the fans here in Brooklyn amped up for their Nets. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Rose in at the 1.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
So it's Brooklyn now, and it's Lopez penetrating. Good. Lopez has got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Nets. Rose kicks to Dunleavy. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Yes, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team that can finish inside as efficiently as this team does, they don't want to allow any looks easily on the interior. He said if they can limit them in that department, they'll be in good shape.
Thank you, Doris. Rose passes to Gibson from 15 feet away, and it's Chicago scoring again. Nets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Bogdanovich kicks to Jack. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Jack's got his first basket of the night. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Butler in the corner. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
They grab their own miss, and it's Young finishing it off.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Rose. To the inside, and it's Butler with the jam.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Gasol kicks to Dunleavy. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Stolen by Rose. In transition, here come the Bulls. Rose has got the ball. Puts one up from 19. No good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Ellington. And again, it's the Nets missing. Chicago leading. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. From outside, off the mark. The Nets have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. And Young, here we go. And stolen by Butler. Jack against Rose. Here's Gasol. And terrific work on the offensive glass when he picks up 2.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident. But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says thank you very much and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Rose. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Brooks got a hand on it.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
Yeah, and Young is so efficient in his strong that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Larkin can't get it to go.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
And it's blocked by Mirotic. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. That's good from McDermott on the assist by Brooks. McDermott's got his second bucket of the game to go. Robinson kicks to Sims. Stolen by Noah. The Nets making a switch here. Sloan's checked in.
That's his first personal foul. Coming onto the floor for your Nets.
And Brooks, here we go. He gives them a double-digit lead.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Sims. Noah with the block. To halt the run, here's Robinson. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range right at the...
Keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Bulls lead by 8. The second quarter... And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Chicago?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. We've got Derrick Rose. Portis is out there with Noah. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Holiday in at the 2.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
And there's the foul. It's on Donald Sloan. That's his first foul. Some changes for Brooklyn. Brook Lopez is checked in for Henry Sims. And it's Young in for Robinson. And the Bulls making a change also. Gasol's checked in. Rose attacking. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it. And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy. Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Bogdanovich is checked in for the Nets. Jack comes in for Donald Sloan.
How sweet was that one? Jack has a great looking shot.
Outside Butler. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in, and it's blocked by Brown. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. The Bulls leading by 8. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Dunleavy's check in for the Bulls. On defense, the Nets. Rose. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Rose has got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls. To the middle. Here's Young, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those.
Oh my goodness, he's just getting nasty on them now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
That was a nice